Welcome to the Master Cars Pro channel. Today we will talk about the problems and weaknesses of Volvo V50. The Volvo V50 is both exactly what you expect, yet also refreshingly different. Being a Volvo, it has excellent safety credentials, including the same whiplash and side impact protection systems as larger Volvos of its time. And it feels very well built. Yet compared with previous Volvo estates, the V50 is notably handsome and most shockingly of all relatively small on the side. Inside, boot space is tighter than you'll find in any of its rivals, particularly because the wheel arches intrude enough to make it quite narrow. On the plus side, the V50 can still hold a folded baby buggy with plenty of room to spare, while the flat loading lip and split folding rear seats are a help when it comes to loading heavier items. Plus, being able to fold the front passenger seat flat might just come in useful for getting that flat pack bookcase calm. Passenger space is a little tight for those in the rear, so while kids will be fine, taller adults are likely to wish for more head and leg room. No such complaints for those in the front, when with plenty of adjustment in the driving position and excellent seats, it should be possible for drivers of all shapes and sizes to get comfortable. As with rivals such as the Audi A4 Avant and BMW 3 Series Touring, the V50 is based on a saloon, the S40, but on those cars, it has underpinnings that can be traced back to the Ford Focus. However, on the move, the V50 majors on comfort and stability, dialing out some of the Ford's fun to drive character. The ride is a touch firm on Spark, Art Design and Drive E models, but other V50s are more relaxing and low noise levels, makes it a good car for long journeys. In the V50's lifetime, its engine range included 1.6, 2.0 and 2.4 liter diesels, plus petrol engines ranging from 1.6 to 2.5 liters, the latter of which was sold in top spec with T5 trim with the option of four-wheel drive. A facelift in mid-2007 resulted in sharper styling, particularly in Art Design trim, improved in-car entertainment system, and the option of a manual gearbox for the D5 diesel engine. Further changes in 2010 resulted in the 2.0 liter four-cylinder diesel engine being replaced by a Volvo's 5-cylinder unit of the same capacity, now known as the D3 or D4 depending on power output. At the same time, a new 1.6 liter diesel became the D2, and the 2.4 liter T5 and D5 engines were discontinued. Volvo was keen to court the company car market with low emissions Drive-E versions of the 1.6 liter diesel V50, which qualified for either exemption from road tax due to a sub 100 grams per kilometer CO2 output if fitted with a stop-start system, or 20 pounds annual bill without one. Launched in 2008, the Drive-E upgrades also allowed the V50 to return more than 70 mpg in official fuel economy tests, which owners find translates to comfortably more than 50 mpg in normal real-world driving. The more powerful diesels will all comfortably exceed 40 mpg, opt for a petrol engine, and you can expect 35 mpg from the 4-cylinder units, but 5-cylinder 2.4 and 2.5 are significantly thirstier, with most drivers unable to get more than 30 mpg out of either. Volvo servicing prices are on the high side, so it'll pay to find a trusted independent specialist to look after your V50. As a result, Volvos tend to wear high mileages very well, but this could lead to neglect from complacent owners. As such, we'll look for evidence that the car has been properly maintained in the obvious areas such as a full service history and lots of documentation, but also in the details. For example, are the tires all from a premium brand? If not, you might question whether costs have been cut in other areas too. The V50 is also known to work its way through air conditioning condensers, so ensure the climate control blows cold. Also rock the car from side to side and listen for any clicking noises from the suspension, as lower suspension arms and drop links could need replacing. The V50 has been recalled numerous times, most noticeably for potential leaks in the fuel pipes and power steering pipes, faulty handbrakes, and faulty cooling fans. It's good practice to ensure this remedial work has been carried out, so contact your local Volvo dealership to find out if your car has any outstanding recalls that need to be carried out. If you only ever do short runs, look for a petrol model rather than a diesel due to the risk of a blocked diesel particulate filter (DPF). Not all diesels, V50s, had a DPF. Mind and working out whether your car has one or not can be a bit of minefield. Look at the VIN number that's shown in either the bottom corner of the windscreen on the passenger side or in a plaque under the bonnet. If the 8 character is a 3, then it denotes an early Euro 3 model which won't have a DPF. If it has a 4, then it may have 1. As a general rule, car companies didn't have to feed DPF to meet Euro 4 standards because particularly emission requirements were more lenient, so it shouldn't necessarily have 1. However, you'll need to check with your dealer to confirm this. If the VIN has a 5, then it'll definitely have a DPF. Note too that the 1.6 and some 2.0 liter diesels require new LEs fluid every 37,000 miles or so to allow the DPF to operate at lower temperatures. This usually topped up as a part of the car service regimen, though it may also require a new DPF at about 75 miles or 6 years, which can be an expensive job to do. With other diesel engines such as the 2.0 liter batch 2.0D with a 6-speed automatic or the 5-cylinder D4, D3 and some late D5 versions, the DPF should in theory last the lifetime of the car, providing you regularly do long runs to allow the soot to burn off. It should operate as intended as ever. A failure to do this can result in expensive repairs. If you're looking at a 5-cylinder T5 D4 or D5 engined V50, ensure that the timing belt and tensioners have been changed every 4 years or 60,000 miles, because the failure to do so could result in a 4-figure repair bill for a wrecked engine. V50s with an automatic gearbox required a fluid and filter change every 40,000 miles, while sunroof drains can get clogged with dirt and leaves, which can result in wet interior carpets. The V50 is quite an old model now, and because of this, it didn't feature in our latest What Car Reliability survey. Volvo as a brand finished in a shared 20th place with Audi out of a list of 31 manufacturers. That's still ahead of Mercedes-Benz and Jaguar, but behind rivals such as BMW. Entry-level S models were later renamed ES and actually include a decent amount of equipment, including climate control, alloy wheels, and a CD player. Upgrading to SE adds part leather seats, cruise control, and parking sensors, while later SE looks models also came with sat-nav and full leather. Sport later renamed R Design got in 17N alloy wheels, an upgraded stereo, and sporty styling touches, all designed to provide an equivalent to BMW S M Sport trim level. An optional family pack aided to integrated booster seats in the rear. Although petrol V50s were comfortably outsold by diesels, it is actually the former would recommend as a used buy, and in order to reduce the chance of expensive repair bills. The V50 straddles the ground between mainstream and premium with great success both in image and used prices. That also means it faces stiff competition from both sides, whether it's more spacious and cheaper alternatives such as the Skoda Octavia, Vauxhall Astra, and Volkswagen Golf, or more upmarket rivals such as the Audi A4 Avant and Mercedes-Benz C-Class estate. If you enjoy a sporty drive, it might also be worth increasing your budget to reach a used BMW 3 Series Touring, which handles beautifully and has a slightly larger boot than the V50. Well, if you are the owner of this car, then please describe the problems that you had to face during the operation of the car. Perhaps it is your feedback that'll help viewers when choosing a car. That's it for today. Thanks everyone for attention. It isn't much work for you to subscribe to the channel. See you soon.